Why hello there. Why hello there and welcome back to my Let's Play of Tomb Raider 3. This is Jamie Croft Gaming here. And this is part... what? Part 17. As you can see, you pick a new location. I've got a choice between repeating Nevada, we got a choice between London and the South Pacific, and I've chosen to go to the South Pacific before I got to London. Interesting load screen. Oh, honestly, they set you up for such excitement. But honestly, I do think the... Let's see if I... God. Do it. Yes. Yes, the South Pacific Islands are a little bit like, I guess, the first level set, which was India. But in my opinion, they look slightly more impressive. I really do think that some of the design choices in this level are really impressive, and at least at least I enjoy some of the levels. This level set does include Malibu Gorge, which is arguably the hardest level of the game. Heavily contested with Lud's Gate, of course. Lud's Gate is actually more convoluted than Malibu Gorge is, but Malibu Gorge is harder to navigate. Just realised that. This hasn't really been edited properly. That looks of things. I'll just have to... Oh my god, it's not like this for too long, so there's no point in getting my knickers in a twist about it, but honestly... So there's three... Honestly, I shouldn't have just left it in the water, but... Yeah, yes, this... I think there's one of the levels where there's actually 4 secrets. And it only shows 3, but I think this level there actually are just the 3 secrets. As you can see, we've got the element 115 artifact, which was picked up at the end of Area 51, so which was the previous level. Those looking for the greatest challenge, however, should pick Navarre last, because you lose your weapons in Navarre and will make it just that little bit harder. But me personally, the lack of familiarity with all of these levels, I thought it best to pick Navarre first, to be honest with you. We just picked up the Smuggler's Key. This is one of these levels where there's about 2 or 3 ways in which to do it. Have you got... oh, just wait a minute. Oh dear. Oh dear me. Don't know what I'm going to put on. Whoa. I'm not going to have that loaded. Should do it. Oh, fuck it, I'll just put the Tomb Raider movie soundtrack on again. I've got it for several of these videos. Oh god. Oh, come on. Oh dear me. Oh. Right. Finally, we're out of the water. We've got now we're going back in it. Oh, I might know why actually. Let's start this again. There's a secret very nearby. Of course, I wouldn't have known this. Actually, I did know that there was a secret here somewhere, but I had to check the Stella's website to find out exactly how you actually got to it. I've had to do this several times during this playthrough especially, but I've also used it to confirm a few things about the first two games, but not really at the same time. Well, in the first game, yeah, because I wasn't 100% sure where all the secrets were, but I think I remember most of them off by heart, to be honest. There was just, it was the Tomb of Qualipec, I think it was, but I forgot where one of the secrets was. But it was actually as you come back towards the previous level when you fight Larson, I actually get the third secret to that level. And because I originally thought there was just two, and then I actually finished the level having gone for it. I was like, what? There's three? I was like, well, how's the fun? So I checked the guide, and of course, yeah, I missed quite an obvious and easy to get secret. Because I don't think I ever got that one previously, so here I am trying to find the source of the first secret at this level. There are three secrets in this level, as we already established. And I hope the song doesn't appear on the recording. Inevitably, some of it might be distant, right? Well, finally now, here. All I managed to do is find a small medipack. I don't even think this is the source of the secret, to be honest, but yeah, there is at least two different paths here. I believe the other path, where the smuggler's key is not actually required, is quicker, but you can't get all the secrets at the same time. You miss at least one of them. So, better take the longer route. I'm sure you get all three of the secrets. And no, actually, hang on a minute. Yes, I do think this is the level where there's four secrets, but it only shows. But when you get them, there's 4 out of 3. I think this is the level actually. I've just remembered. Yes, of course. You're doing the levels in the order I've done them, of course. Yes, this will be level 8, so we're close to halfway through the game now, I guess. But yes, like I said, I've already completed it. I just need to do a commentary. So that's I haven't done any commentary for several days. I don't know. I mean, I go through passages of having more motivation than other days. So just that I've been busy, of course. I've divided my responsibilities between online between this channel, of course, my DeviantArt account, where I put the comics on. I've been working and crafting like a motherfucker with those for several days now. I should get my main story back in action, and hopefully very soon I'll be finished the rough hand-drawn version of it, and it's going to take literally a few years to get the full colour version, because that'll take a lot more fiddling and fluffing. I'll cut corners where I can, but I may have taken on far too much for the moment, and yeah, I actually think doing these videos is marginally easier. It doesn't require as much effort. So all I have to do is record and do commentary. Well, it does take a long time though. And when you're doing the levels, well, yeah, I suppose it's a different sort of effort, really. Because I'm not technically creating this content myself, it's already been created by Core Design, but I'm playing their level, and given my unfamiliarity with most of this game, it's a real challenge. And given that this Tomb Raider 3 is the hardest of the Tomb Raiders, and that's still, I mean, some people don't necessarily hold that view, but they say Tomb Raider 4 is harder, but Tomb Raider 4 is as long, and there are some levels that are equally hard, but on the whole, Tomb Raider 4, let's say, is it's hard to rate, really. I'd definitely say it's well, it's not quite as hard as Tomb Raider 3, but it's still challenging, and I'd probably say in difficulty similar to the first two games, but Tomb Raider 4 is, of course, vastly superior in every way to the first two Tomb Raiders. It may not be the hardest, but it's certainly the most ambitious and the most fleshed out, because it's got a new engine, and they really did make atmosphere, storyline, graphics. Not so much with the PS1 version graphics, but the point is that the PS1 version still has the atmosphere and the storyline, and in my estimation, it was the greatest storyline the Tomb Raider game is ever going to have, and you're pretty much never going to top that, well, no matter what you do. So graphics, of course, will improve with every game, but for me, Tomb Raider 4 is the peak Tomb Raider game of all time. Closely followed, of course, because I think Tomb Raider 3, in many ways, is very close in some areas, especially with the fact that you can go to multiple locations, whereas in Tomb Raider 4 you're kind of in one location for most of it. But the way they've designed the whole game to be in Egypt, yes, all of these levels, which all look very different from each other, is very cleverly done. So they complain at the lack of, she doesn't really change her outfit. Once she's past the Cambodia section, well, she changed her outfit once, because obviously the first two levels are in Cambodia, and it's got a really cheesy 16-year-old Lara outfit, and then just the full-on Lara Croft outfit from the third level onwards. But yes, in Tomb Raider 3, the point is she changes outfit quite often because the places she goes to are completely different. So in terms of varied location, it's very hard to beat what Tomb Raider 3 did back in the day. But the problem with Tomb Raider 3 doing that is that you're never at one location for that long. So occasionally, when you're just getting used to one setting, you have to move to a completely different one. And that's good because it keeps it fresh, but also it can be seen as negative because just when you got used to one level set, you're on another. But of course, some level sets are longer than others. India has 4 levels, Nevada has 3, I believe South Pacific has 3 as well, and then London has 4, I think, and Antarctica, the Arctic Stats Mines, let's see if there's, you're right, Craven has 4 as well. Well, technically you'd say that London has 5 because the bonus level is in the London setting, and you know that it's got a London outfit, so technically London has 5. And overall, even if you discount the bonus levels, still London feels longer than the others. Overall, and also, of course, while I would have said that London has my favourite outfits, the catsuits, I really do think that the outfit she has in the cart in Antarctica with the great camouflage combats in the orange coat. I think that's the best outfit she's ever had, and I don't think the poor man's version in Tomb Raider Legend, a skin tight version really that you can unlock. I don't think that really did it justice. But of course, Tomb Raider Legend. If you were judging a Tomb Raider game purely on fashion, of course, Tomb Raider Legend has by far the most outfits. The problem with that is, of course, just a casual player who doesn't get all the secrets is you need to do a lot of shit to unlock them. Most people will complete the game and then have to replay it. It adds a huge bit of value because if you played it for the first time, of course, you may not get the secrets, so you may have to play it again to get the secrets to unlock the outfits. Only to discover that you still have some unlocked outfits, so you still have to do all the time trials as well. I don't think I managed to unlock every outfit before, but I unlocked most of them, and to be honest, the ones I didn't unlock were nothing particularly noteworthy. However, I did get all the rewards. Last year, I think, was the first time I actually managed to get all the rewards, including all the gold ones, because I could never do the challenge correctly. Well, the first level overall, ironically, is a piece of piss, but Bolivia, why am I talking about Tomb Raider Legend and Tomb Raider 3 Let's Play? I don't know, and of course, it is Tomb Raider related, I guess, because I've done a Let's Play Tomb Raider Legend. In the Let's Play, I got all of the secrets, all of the many secrets, and most of them are hard to get. The only ones that'll trouble you, the silvers and the golds. To the game's credit, gold secrets are the hardest things to obtain, and that includes the levels themselves to complete because they're not hard levels. But the two of the gold secrets in Legend are pretty damn hard to fathom because you have to do some pretty weird combinations to actually get them. And one of them is in the Oblivion level. Well, the level itself is really easy, and you can do it in literally no time at all. To actually have the patience to get the door halfway open, that you can literally spend a couple of hours trying that. So that's what I did last year, and I managed to get it for the first time. That meant all of the secrets in Legend. But my data is bugged, so that when I'm doing the bigger levels, it ends up crashing. Yes, but even so, I mean, despite the fact that the older games don't have as many secrets, I'd still say the secrets in general in the older games are much harder to obtain in general, even than the gold in Legend. Because some of them are quite easy to obtain. To get every secret in a level in a classic Tomb Raider, you really do probably have to have completed it before and know every nook and cranny. And that was the case with Tomb Raider 2. I did Let's Play, I already knew where all the secrets were in every level. Despite the fact there's 48 secrets, I'd memorised where they all were. Because some would say that's incredibly sad. Care about this, I do not. And never will I ever, quite frankly. But yeah, in this level, it has the spikes with the skeletons on. If you get hit by that, you can instantly kill Lara. I'm not sure at any point whether that happens to me. I think it does later on in the level, to be honest. This level is quite a long one. And it's yawning, let's play. Oh no, it doesn't matter. I always do. I'm dying. Yeet. Right. You see that thing up there? There's 3 poison dots at Lara. That's a tribesman. That's a new enemy. exclusive to the South Pacific levels. Yeah, and we go around invading their territory and killing and making the tribesmen completely extinct. These tribesmen are, of course, Polynesian tribesmen from ancient times, and I think they're supposed to be deformed in some way, as we'll find out as the story progresses. At the end of the next level, there's a cutscene where Lara bumps into one of the tribesmen who is not trying to kill her. He reveals that there was the leaders that were born without half a face and without faces and stuff like that, and of course they sacrificed one of the explorers at the Feast of Smythe, and of course he tells her that she's lucky he's fasting today. He should make a good meal, plenty merry like her, which I've never completely understood the completely what that means, but I don't think you're supposed to take it to those depths, but the story is kind of it makes, for me, it's a better story than the first game and the second game quite easily, because you could argue that that those games didn't really. Well, the second game, it was more of a to-me story, even if the first game was more of a to-me game. The Tomb Raider 3 get a nice balance of action-based levels and tomb-based levels. So, and of course, the amount of enemies you had to kill in Tomb Raider 2 was fucking insane, and how hard some of the enemies were to kill, especially ones with fast-firing guns. If you were in the wrong place, well, then guys should knock most of your life off very quickly. But obviously, I used to find Tomb Raider 2 a lot harder than I do now. When I was a kid, I was like, I couldn't even get past Venice, I don't think, because the men were too hard to kill or something like that. But yeah, Venice is quite straightforward these days. Oh dear. And I definitely couldn't find. I definitely wasn't competent enough to get probably any of the secrets in those days. Well, in those days it was just about trying the cheats out and not playing it properly, but now it's about playing the full game, commentating over it 1/12 of a year later, and and half the time you can't understand what I'm saying, but just the way the accent that I have is, like, you can understand the gist of what I'm saying, but you can't really understand every single word I say, I suppose. I suppose occasionally you can always, but I'm not sure how it was back in the day, whether I've actually got any better or not. I'd say I've got better editing and stuff like that, but I still don't have the patience for editing. Really, when a video's like 4 hours long, I'm like, oh my god. Well, it takes about 40 days to edit down. Well, 40 days, but over a week. It takes over a week if it's 2 hours later, because it takes over a week if it's 2 hours long. If it was 4 hours long, it would take 2 weeks to edit it. So what I've done for this game is obviously after each well, let's see, if it's a big level, I'll probably cut it after 40 minutes or so, and then after that I'll cut it after every 30 odd minutes, and roughly speaking that means big levels fully edited should be no more than 3 parts long. Some of them will be 2 parts, and for the really short levels, just the boss fights, they'll be there's no need to do that for them because they won't be long at all, so they can just be covered in one part, which will be about half an hour long, if that. So, and for the final level in India, of course, which was the caves, that level was only 10 minutes long in total. Of course, the video was 15 minutes long because of the cutscene, which was a 5 minutes long, but because it's a talkie cutscene, I was able to always have to stop the video here. Hang on. And so I'm back. Let's please. Please. Oh, right. I can't remember what I was saying. What was I saying? Oh, never mind. Yes. So this area is a bit tricky. I must concede that. I spent a bit longer here than I probably should have done, due to, of course, well, despite the fact that I will have watched walkthroughs of this level in the past, I'll be vaguely familiar with when I played it in 2014. That was 6 fucking years ago, though, so. Yeah, I got very confused, and I even had to, surprise, look at Stella's guide to see how you actually get out of this place, because it just seemed to be looping me back around to the start, and I was a bit confused by that. So when you saw me die there, you saw, well, I fell in the water, didn't I, and there was crocodiles in there. In Tomb Raider 1, I'm sure that there isn't any crocodiles in Tomb Raider 2 for some reason. There's crocodiles in Tomb Raider 1, and they're bringing them back for Tomb Raider 3. In both of these games, the crocodiles do you. Well, in Tomb Raider 1, you can kind of crocodiles out of the water as well, but the point is that in Tomb Raider 1 and Tomb Raider 3, the crocodiles can't climb out of the water. Now, what they did for Tomb Raider 4 is, of course, Egypt has a lot of crocodiles in it, and it really does now crocodiles in real life. I had a book on crocodiles many years ago. Many different species of crocodile, and the ones in Tomb Raider 4 can actually come out of the water to get you, and I think that was a very a good thing to have in, because it makes them more of a challenge. Of course, unfortunately for the crocodiles, they're no match for Lara's weapons. A couple of pounds of the shotgun in all of the games will pretty much render them obsolete. But that's what Lara does. She comes into their territory and just wipes out a whole species of animals, and in this game, a whole species of tribesmen as well. So, yeah, that's Lara Croft for you. She is ruthless in her pursuit of these artifacts, and will stop at nothing to ensure she has them. And she will, if any animals get in her way, she'll have to kill them. Actually, I'm surprised that, to my knowledge, PETA, the People's Society for the Protection of Animals, which is based in LA, I believe, it makes a lot of fuss about going on. I'm surprised they haven't complained about the Tomb Raider games, because most of them you relentlessly have to destroy animals that, for the most part, not just defending their territory, really. They have no concept of Lara Croft being any different than any other human who's a threat to them. So, for the most part, you can't really blame them for defending themselves in their territory, but in some cases, the animals are harmless, and you have the option to kill them anyway. And I'm surprised that, well, PETA might have complained, but I didn't hear PETA complaining that they're such crybabies, though they are. I remember reading an article about Barack Obama swatting a fly, and they were up in arms that he swatted this fly, despite the fact that flies can, if they're lying on the food, they can spread serious amount of bacteria. You can potentially go blind as well, I'm led to believe, but better even consider a parasitic fly to be an animal, which technically it is an animal, but it's more of an insect, really. Often insects can be great pests. Even so, however, I still find even the most bothersome of insects to be in some degree fascinating. Even though I hate blueballs with a passion because of the annoying noise they make, and knowing that they're just flying rats, really, carrying all those germs, probably even more dangerous than rats. And, well, I don't know about that because rats wiped out whole civilization of people with the Black Death back in the day, but that was as much about humans not being very hygienic back then as it was about the rats. But the point is, rats can be made to be hygienic. It's not the same as slugs and blueballs, so they're a different story. Yes, for the most part, I do like slugs because most of them actually do not invade your house. There's only a few species of the ones that go inside your house, and they can be very dangerous. Not only can they be a threat to whatever food you've got, they can get everywhere, even your electricity box. And if they get in the electricity box, it can actually blow the whole thing up and leave you without power for a few days. Well, until you have something done about it, but could even potentially cause a house fire. So, yeah, really. What we actually were on about before I stopped the commentary before, I don't know. Oh my god. But yes, not a big fan of flies in general because whether they be blueballs or house flies, which are the same thing really, but jet black coloured and not quite as irritating, but still irritating. The best thing I find is with flies is if you can bat them into a spider web or something, and then a spider gets them, and you hear them scream their last life out as the spider laps them around. It's pretty entertaining. The problem with that, though, is really that's in older houses. In modern houses, you don't get a lot of spiders. You get spiders in the place I live, but it's not really a new place. It can get overrun by spiders, but I don't think any of them present much of a threat to me, unless there were false widow spiders, which are in Britain now. Thanks to the problem is with avoiding things like that is they're very small, so I fully understand how a few could get on some bananas and not actually be noticed and be brought over. In fact, it's only a matter of time before the black widows in this country as well, especially if global warming heats up and we could end up with all sorts of dangerous pests. And the black widow is very small as well, just the same size as false widow, but even more dangerous. So, nice. It's good to learn about different species of the animal kingdom and the insect kingdom. And there's usually breeders called spiders. Insects. Spiders, of course, are not insects; they're arachnids. They're closely related to insects, but they've got more legs. They've got 8 legs instead of 6. And well, it's confusing because I believe scorpions class as insects, and they're quite similar creatures to spiders. So I think they have 6 legs, yeah, and a big sting. The thing that really fascinates me is the scorpion fly. It's like it looks like a scorpion. It's got wings, not quite as big as a scorpion, mind you. It's still quite big for a fly, I guess, but I don't know what the purpose of the scorpion fly was originally, because that stinger looks like it looks like a flying scorpion, but the stinger thing is harmless completely. So In fact, it's a reproductive organ, so I believe only the female has it. Or is it the male? I don't know. Oh no! Oh, it's the Cradle of Life soundtrack. Somebody's made a playlist of the Tomb Raider soundtrack from the first movie, and they've put songs from the second movie in it for some reason. I don't know why you'd want to do that second movie. Soundtrack is terrible, if you ask me. There are bits of the second movie I do actually like, but overall, it didn't help that I was just a completely different director to the first one. Some people actually prefer the second movie, and for me, the second movie tries too hard to be more like a typical action flick, whereas the first Tomb Raider movie was an obvious nod to the games. It's not really connected to them anyway because of the movie Lara being, I don't know, a different origin Lara again, but references are made, and people who like films and who don't like video games don't like video game movies, do they? So obviously it's going to get banned by most film critics, which is the problem really. But I think most people who actually like the games and watch the first Tomb Raider movie will actually like the movie. Despite the fact that's a movie adaptation, and thus, therefore, it cannot be like how the games are in terms of atmosphere. It all has to be story-driven, like one big FMV would, I guess. Non-interactable FMV at that, so... What am I on about? All the FMVs are non-interactable. But yeah, you get what I mean. It's like story-based rather than gameplay. But I think you could actually make a game adaptation of the first Tomb Raider film, because I think there's enough there for this to actually be a game. And also the black shorts and top, that was pretty cool. I do believe there's you actually unlock some of the outfits from the movie in Tomb Raider Legend. You can certainly unlock the silver bodysuit from the second Tomb Raider film in Tomb Raider Legend, because the first film was out in 2001. Indeed, I remember seeing the trailer for it in December 2000. Oh, it was hyped up then. But the strange thing is, I think when I saw the second film, which came out in 2003, initially I did actually prefer the first one. I don't know why, but back in the day, I'd always have this view that the latest version always has to be better because it's newer. That was a very immature attitude to have, but I suppose perfectly fitting with the teenager, though I was far from a normal teenager and I'm far from a normal level. Oh my god, that looks like it needs more editing than I can be bothered with, but well, it's given that I've already done some editing, the video's only 40 minutes long. The level, however, does continue for the next few parts, so yeah, I still haven't got out of here yet. It's a shame that I never got past. What am I trying to say? It's a shame that I got banned from Tomb Raider forums. I really do not see eye to eye with Justin and all, but it's not like I did anything that was of major disrespect to him. I was a bit dishonest about the number of accounts I had in the past, and that's it. Then the way he got the information, looked up my social media, I believe, and managed to find brief traces of my other accounts, and then next thing I knew, it was banned for life. To be fair, if I'll be fully honest, he banned me before from my other accounts, because I've been stupid enough, of course, to not know the rules. I thought it was perfectly acceptable, for instance, to to start a new account a few years after I left the other one. Then I said that, and I got banned. for life. Like, so I was like, right, then I rejoined them 3 years later. Right, another cat, and I'm not going to allude to my previous account. There's no possible way that he can find out about that and ban me. Well, at least I got a couple of hundred posts in this time. But then I says, I had the stupidity to answer one of the posts back and say, oh, well, actually, I'm not exactly new to these forums. And of course, when you do that, when you're new,